Honestly, I've been into makeup for such a long time now, but over the past years, I feel like I have really accumulated and tried different makeup products, different formulas, and got to a point where I just kind of know what I like. But in the last few years, I've noticed that a lot of makeup brands have been coming out with these kind of all-in-one makeup palettes, and every time I see them I'm almost tempted to buy one. But I think they're getting to the customer need of being able to pack one small item and have that item or one palette be everything for your vacation, to touch up your makeup at work at the end of the day. It makes sense. And when I saw these products, I was just like, oh, these are so great. And then as I was thinking about it, I realized, okay, these products don't speak to me because I do have a contour that I really like. I do have a blush that I really like. I do have highlighters that I really like, and I don't really want to try anything new. And then something clicked, because you guys know a lot of my makeup tips and makeup prowess comes from just studying what makeup artists have done. And makeup artists all have these kits and they condense them because they can't carry 30 palettes for every client. So they have to be able to have small palettes that can fit their lipsticks, their foundations, their concealers, everything. So I realized, okay, I might as well just make my own mini travel palette. I am filming this after creating this, so I can already tell you right now that I am obsessed. I'm sure this is gonna get kind of messy over time, but right now it's just so pretty. But let this be a sign that maybe you can DIY those face palettes with the things that you already own. So if you want to see how I did this, keep watching. Before we get started, I want to show what I decided to put in my palette, because I do think that takes a little bit of thought, and I recommend not jumping right into this. So I'm creating this palette now, but I had this idea a couple months ago as I was putting my list together, because I have 10 spots. It's a bit selective here, and I wanted to make sure that those 10 went to items that I use either daily or items that I would use on vacation or when I didn't have access to everything that I have currently when I'm home and doing my makeup. And they all have to be cream products, of course. I mean, you could do powder products, but that's a little bit more complicated, and I didn't want to complicate things a little bit. So I will just walk through the items that I am going to depot. I mean, right now we're in summer, so some of these products I use year round, but some might be too bright for when November comes. So when we get to that road, we'll cross it. So I talk about this all the time, but these are my favorite cream foundations. These are the Westman Atelier cream foundations. I actually have this in 3 colors. This is my year-round under eye color, and then this is the rest of like my face. And there's some areas that I use this lighter color on, but ooh, I think I might have to get a new one. No, I have some. I did buy another one to replace this. I think this is gonna take up everything I have left in here. I do have a summer shade, but I don't know if I'm going to wear this over the summer since my makeup has changed a little bit. I'm more concealer based over the summer, so we'll see. So these are my complexion products that will be going in. And then I do have quite a bit of blush, because one thing I found that when I travel is I like to have options. I think there are, you know, makeup looks that look better with a pink blush, or makeup looks that look better with a muted or a bronzy, or sometimes even like a red toned blush. And when I pack my, my travel makeup kit, a lot of times I don't bring in multiple options because I just don't have the space. So I'm actually going to pack, oh my gosh, 5 blushes. Wow. I thought this through, guys. So the first one is, I call this the Toasted Teddy dupe. This is very similar to the Toasted Teddy Road blush that went viral. And this one is actually somewhat similar, but not really. This is a Victoria Beckham blush that I like, especially during the fall and spring months. This one is a blush I don't use that much because it never makes the cut. So I'm excited to put it into my palette and be able to wear it when I travel. But this is the Pat McGrath. It's a berry color. And so not as summery, but you can definitely there are things you can do with this, especially because you can also use it for lips. Speaking of multi-use, this is my favorite blush right now. It's perfect for the summer. It gives you that sunburnt look. And then this is one of my favorite Westman Atelier blushes. This is the one that's making it. This is Pop It. It's like a bright, cool toned pink. See, we've got some variety here. I'm excited. I decided just to put one highlighter. Even though I have like quite a few options for highlighter, I actually think you can go with just one, and this is pretty much the one I always travel with. This is how much I have left, and I bought this during the pandemic. I think I'm gonna end up using most of this for this palette, so definitely gonna have to replace that. And then the last couple of things that I will be adding to this. So this is the Westman Atelier contour stick. And then the last thing is this Makeup by Mario bronzer, even though it's not called it's technically not a bronzer, but you know, it is a bronzer. I know I'm gonna cry when I do this because it's no longer gonna look like this in just a few minutes because I'm gonna have to scrape part of it out. Rest in peace, or remember me how I used to be. Is that what they say? Okay. In memory of. These are all of the items that are gonna go into my palette. And then let's talk about tools, because I think this is another thing that I had to do a lot of research on. A lot of the information out there is probably really accessible if you're a makeup artist, but if you're not, you don't know the best tools and how to do this. So I did my research, so hopefully this is helpful for anyone who's trying to do the same thing. You don't have to scour the internet like I did. And I will say you have so many options in terms of palettes. One second, let me show you. I've definitely done my research on the different types of palettes that are available out there. And these are palettes that I've probably posted about because I use them for eyeshadows. This is something that could work depending on how much you want to put in your travel palette. I love this. It's very sleek, it's compact, but it's just a little bit bigger than what I wanted. And then I also have, you know, I have a lot of these. So that's one option. There are some other options that have like plastic components, but I wanted something small, sleek, and just fun to reach for, because I do think putting on your makeup and like doing your makeup should be, you know, a fun process. I actually landed on this small thing here, and it comes with these little pans, 10 of them. You need paper towels. I have a ton of paper towels around here. And you need alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol, 70% is the ideal one. I also did my research on this, and I had like 99% alcohol, and apparently it doesn't stay on long enough to actually sanitize and disinfect your makeup surfaces. So definitely get the 70%. That's a makeup artist tip that I learned doing my research. I also have a couple of spatulas. You really just need one because we're gonna have to cut these cream products and then spread them around and make them look neat. I think we can get started. I'm gonna put my hair up because it's gonna get a little bit messy. This is my contour, and the shade name is Ganache, and it literally looks like a piece of chocolate. It's making me kind of hungry. Isn't she beautiful? I'm just really happy that I did this, and I spent like the past, honestly, it was like an hour and a half. It was very therapeutic, but let me know if you have ever done anything like this, or if you end up creating your own mini travel palette, and I will see you with the next video. Bye.